What do you mean? I was here dealing with the drama.
What drama? What do you mean?
What do you mean, what drama?
Which one?
Well, you're over there gallivanting around, fucking eating sushi and, you know...
I wasn't eating sushi, okay? Like, let's get that out of the way.
You were eating sushi, okay? Don't be a piece of shit and lying, alright? I was over here dealing with the drama, making sure, you know, the guilds didn't collapse under the weight of fucking, you know, well, listen, dude.
Yeah?
I was taking care of business when you were fucking around.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Well, I handled the drama.
How?
Already. I already handled it.
How'd you do it?
Well, I just said, fuck Reddit, and then that's it. That's the whole drama.
Hey, dude, there it is. What else is there even to do, man? That makes perfect sense. No, I do the same shit, dude. Like, so, I don't know. Like, so what do you think? I'll get into this later on, right? I got a bunch of other shit I want to talk about first, but like, what do you think we should do?
Well, first of all, we don't kick him. All right, he remains an officer. We don't kick him. Nothing terrible happens to Roy. And second of all, he has to make back all the gold that he spent on his epic mount and spread it out to whoever was in that group that he took the gloves from, and give them the gold. Split it amongst them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see what they want, you know, and I think that we'll see, right? I mean, like, obviously things like this, it's like everybody always wants justice, and whenever they say justice, they don't mean justice, they mean retribution, they mean punishment, right? But here's the thing, right, is that, like, I'll go ahead and I'll just get this out of the way right now before I go into, like, any other TwitchCon stuff, right? You don't want justice, you want retribution, you want punishment, right? I don't really care about honestly, I don't even care about justice, to be real. Like, I just care about doing what's best for the guild. And there are a lot of people in the guild that are upset about this situation, so I want to sit down with the people that, you know, had this problem, and then we'll deal with it that way. I think that's probably the smartest way to handle it, right? See what they want, see how they feel, see what they're thinking, and then basically work back from there. That's pretty much the way that I'm looking at it, right? You want a guy like that in the guild? Well, it depends, right? I mean, like, not everything is so one-dimensional, right? The fact is, like, as I said, I want to get into a few other TwitchCon things first, right? And talk about that a little bit. But, you know, like, for example, Royson's run a number of raids for the guild. You know, he's done a number of things like that are positive for the guild at the same time, right? You can't just look at a person and say, like, well, because they did this one thing, they're a terrible person forever. It's just more complicated than that. So I'll have to see what they want and see what they consider fair. And, you know, in my mind, what is the most important thing? What matters? In my mind, what matters is making sure the people that are in the guild and, you know, everything like that are happy with what happened. And that's really the difference that I think that I have with a lot of other people, right? I don't really care about, like, negativity or, like, people being mad about it on Reddit. Like, that, who cares, right? People are going to get mad on Reddit about me anyway, right? If, like, this happened to, like, for example, right? If this happened to a random person, like, let's say, a random person, you know, like, they had you know, a guildmate who ninja'd something, it would not be at the top of Reddit. The only reason it was at the top of Reddit is because people were able to use that in order to shit on me, you know, indirectly, right? Like, oh, well, of course this guy's a piece of shit, because Asmongold's a piece of shit. He's in Asmongold's guild. Yeah, he's a fucking, he's in the fucking guild. Like, he's a piece of shit. You know, like, if it wasn't me, right? Like, all the comments, the funny thing is, like, if this guy's so bad, then why are the comments all about me? Like, it doesn't even have anything to do with me. Like, and so here's the thing, right, is that, and again, we'll get into this more, right, but I'll just go ahead and I'll give you, like, you know, a few seconds of my thoughts on this, alright, is that I think that a lot of people don't really, like, they care about the issue, but they care more about, like, you know, like, bringing me to justice or talking shit about me or something like that, right? They care much more about that than they do the actual, the issue itself. And so anyway, here's the point, right? Proving assholes right by not punishing your guild's full of assholes shouldn't be trusted. Well, no, not really, because I didn't even say that, right? Like, how do you define a punishment? It's like the only punishment isn't like the death penalty, for example, in like real world, right? There are some times where you feel like somebody, it's like, they deserve a second chance for whatever reason. Here's the facts, right? Is that everybody's like, oh, Roy's a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit, he's a motherfucking piece of shit. The fact is, Roy is the reason why 80 people in the guild raid. Like, he's leveled a second character even to do more raids. He's the reason why a lot of people in the guild raid. Like, if it wasn't for him, they'd be sitting in fucking Ironforge. So he's put together raids, he's done a lot of that stuff too. So like this whole idea, hang him? Yeah, of course. Doesn't make him doesn't make him a piece of shit? Well, neither does ninja looting an item, right? I mean, I don't think either one of them do. People are more complicated than that, truthfully, right? Replaceable easily? Listen. How about this, guys? How about this? Because everybody thinks that raid leaders and, group leaders and everything are so easy to replace. If somebody wants to come in and take Roy's job and, be a raid leader in the same way that he was, I'll kick Roy out of the guild and I'll promote you up to officer. But until you can do that from a completely grassroots perspective, out of completely nothing, then I'm going to ignore your messages and your complaints because you don't know what you're talking about. Here's the facts, is because obviously, yes, he's putting in a lot of work into the guild, and that matters a lot. That's obviously something that I'm going to take into consideration. You don't know. And again, if you want to do that, then I'll work with you. But the fact is that there's a lot of people that are complaining from the sidelines, and I don't really care about that. Honestly, it doesn't really matter a lot to me. I care about basically making the guild as good of a place as it can be. And so anyway, listen, like, that's the way that I look at it, okay? And, let's see, promote Royson, partner to Switch, said in his stream, that you were with him in an elevator and smacked Altonic during the animal? No, he didn't. It didn't even happen. Okay, I'm gonna ban you for that, actually. That's a weird thing to say. Okay, anyway, so here's the thing, right? Is that, it's just a weird thing to say. Okay, let's go over here. We're gonna pull these two mobs and, we'll be good. Yeah, it's just weird. Anyway, let me go over here and, I'll get back to this. Give him a warning. Next one will be, consequences. Ooh, yeah, I think so. Most of this song is super weird. Yeah, it's weird, dude. I don't like weird people, man. I just don't. Puts me off. And, anyway, let me go pull these guys. That's a lot of mobs. I don't know if I can survive all this, but, I guess we'll find out. So yeah, anyway, with the thing is that whenever you have somebody who's, like, obviously doing good things and then they do something bad, right, like, the solution to that is not always to, basically just, like, punish them in, like, the worst way possible, because they do have a value as well, right? It's not just, the only punishment is not, immediate fucking excommunication. Sit down with them, talk with them, and to figure out and again, there's only 4 other people in the entire game who this matters to me. Like, their opinion matters to me about this. And even those people don't really matter to me, but they matter more than, some other random person. So I'll sit down with those people and see what they have to say, and figure out, like, kind of how they feel about the situation, and then I'll solve it from there. I can act like an asshole because he leads my raid, so of course he can. That's exactly what I'm saying. He provides a benefit and a value to the guild that makes it an extenuating circumstance for the way that I would deal with his behavior. Of course. Duh! Yeah, of course. Of course I'm gonna treat somebody who's a raid leader for my guild differently than a random fucking person who's level 40. Like, duh! Whoa, wow, well, I can't believe this favoritism. Yeah, well, you know what? If you want favoritism, you have to earn it. And raid leading 2 different raids is earning favoritism to an extent. Right? Of course. Yeah, there's no value though if he lost his credibility. To who though? Like, to people on Reddit or to people in the guild? I'll figure out how they feel about it, right? Making the guild happy is the only real concern that I have. Are we all ready? Yeah, we're all ready to go. Okay, McConnell, what do you think that we should do?
I just told you! You literally asked me 5 minutes ago. I
forgot, dude.
I said, nothing happens to Roy. In fact, I would even go so far as say, good job, Roy.
Yeah?
I'd say, hey, man, good job. You probably watched one of your videos on ninja looting, and you probably, put those tactics to work and accomplished something great. And now all of Reddit is mad.
Yep.
And I would say that, there are literally zero consequences for Reddit getting mad. Like, nothing has happened to Roy at all. I'm pretty sure he hasn't been banned. He hasn't been suspended.
Nobody gives a fuck, man.
Nobody gives a fuck if Reddit is mad at all, except Reddit. So
nobody cares.
I would say, just nothing happens, and he has to earn all the gold back that he spent on his epic mount, and he has to give it back to whoever was in that group that he ninja'd the gloves from. And that's it.
So I saw a comment. This is on my Reddit, and I'll read it to you guys. I thought this was really, really funny. About people that were like concerned about the influence of such events and such circumstances, and their rationalization for how important this type of problem is. You know what I mean? And let's see. Why talk about Reddit? Talking about you? What do you mean, dude? Wait, I died. I sit for a second and I fucking died, dude. I don't get it at all. Okay, just a second. First time here. Hello. What's going on, man? Go to us. You kicking, follow it or no? I don't know. Like, the thing is, it's not about like a vote, right? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of times whenever people want something, and it's not a good idea to give them what they want, even if it's a majority opinion. So it's not that simple. But I'll talk to them and we'll see what happens, right? I think that whenever you go into, and I'll be honest with you guys, right? Whenever you go into an interpersonal situation like this, right? Any situation, you always have to approach it, in my opinion, you always have to approach it from a very, very nuanced perspective, right? You look at all the things in play, and you make a decision. You don't go into it with an opinion and a decision already made, right? You gotta talk to people and figure out the way this works. You shit on idiots. Wait a second. I would never raid. What's this called? With a raid leader, ninjas loot from the raid. You're wrong to defend them. Well, then don't raid with them, right? I mean, there's plenty of other raids to do with them, right? And then also, like, he's not ninjaing loot from the raid. See, like, to me personally, I don't know about you guys, like, and this is also like a difference of like probably like perspective on the game. But this has always been like my perspective. I've always looked at ninja looting and everything like that. This is part of the game. Right? I mean, this is just part of the game. I don't view, like, ninja looting as a suspension or a perversion of the game. I view it as basically an outcome of a social environment that's free. And so whenever I'm looking at a ninja looting situation, I don't necessarily just look at it as a universally bad thing, as some sort of fucking 7 deadly sins issue, right? Because I feel like these types of things are more complicated than that, because it's a social game. And what I find, and obviously, like, our opinion and many WoW players' opinions on ninja looting, for example, you have to remember that this is very contextual. You look at a game like EVE Online, and, the equivalent of ninja looting on EVE Online is not only accepted, but it's promoted and, respected. And so to have this idea that, oh, wow, nobody could ever do this on an online game, this is such a terrible fucking thing, etc. It is a game, right? And basically the thing that I'm saying here is that the way that you approach these different online interactions and the world that you live in online, right? It depends on your perspective. And like, is being able to ninja at things part of the game or not? I think that it is. And that's part of it. And that's my opinion, right? Like, but man, I just want your gear to be stolen for once. Well, it has been stolen all the time. Like, of course, the thing is, like, it's not like I'm not gonna get mad. Like, if I get my shit ninja looted, of course I'm gonna be mad. Like, why would I not be mad? I'd be fucking furious, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that I want it taken out of the game, right? I mean, there's another thing, right? It's like if somebody stream snipes me or whatever, I'm not really saying that they need to get banned for it either, right? I mean, both of these are basically using the game in a way that it's not really intended to in order to annoy another person. Both of these things are not really intended by the game. They're not generally liked by a number of different communities. It really just kind of depends on which one it is, right? And I feel like they're pretty similar in a lot of ways. Unless you're going against us. Go ahead.
And let's not forget, there is already a version of WoW where you literally can't ninja loot at all.
That's right.
So, if that's what you truly want,
yes,
you can go play
that version of WoW.
Go play that version, yeah.
Go play that version of WoW. And like, that's the truth, right? Is like, if you don't like that, you go play the other fucking game. And like, I'm fine with that, right? But like, the idea that, you know, this is some sort of perversion of the game or whatever, this is insane, you know what I mean? Let's just say you're in a group or throwing an ninja you, how would you feel? I'd be fucking mad, dude. What do you mean? I'd be fucking furious. Oh, like, what do you mean? Like, this isn't some sort of like fucking double standard. Like, anybody would be mad if they got their shit stolen. Like, this is not... This isn't a gotcha moment here, guys. Of course I would be fucking mad. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? Like, let me just wrap this up, alright? So, here's what we're gonna do. Is that we're gonna sit down, we're gonna figure out, you know, what the people in this, what the aggrieved, you know, what their situation is, and, what happened to them, and, then we're gonna work back from there. That's basically what my plan is. And, we'll go from there. Ninja Even Live requires skill and deception. WoW's a button click. Well, it requires deception with WoW too. So here's an example. We'll look at the screenshot. You know what? After I kill this boss, let's look at the screenshot, okay? Because so Roy told everybody in the group to greed roll a BOE epic. Now, let me tell you guys something. If somebody ever tells you, and this is just a bit of life advice, okay? If somebody ever tells you, yeah, you know that really good item that's worth a lot of money? Yeah, I do. Can you just go ahead and click on the button that makes it to where I can click on another button that guarantees that I get it? And like, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And then imagine being the fourth person. Imagine being the fourth person to click that greed button while he hasn't even he hasn't even greeted himself. It's like, how can you be that fucking stupid? Like, I mean, really, I'm not saying, obviously, it's like, oh, you know, whatever, it's a good thing for him to do. But if you got fooled by that, you are a fucking retard. Like, that is all there is to it. You are a fucking moron. Like, you deserve to lose your shit, okay? Oh, he told us to greed on it, so we greeted on it. But he told us to greed on it. Oh, what do you mean, dude? He said to do it. What do you mean? No, you're so dumb. Like, you're so fucking dumb. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, because an officer in your guild, they don't know that. They're not even in the guild. Like, and like, they're not even in the guild. How does he know he's an officer in the guild? But listen, like, he's just a random fucking guy. Doesn't matter who he is. You shouldn't trust anybody. If anybody ever tells you, listen, hopefully this is a lesson to everybody else, right? I'm actually doing everyone a favor. This is scripted. This is a huge fucking favor that I'm doing to everybody. Here's a little bit of advice. If you ever have somebody that does that, if you ever have somebody that says that, don't trust them.
Yep.
Okay? Do not trust them. And this is, I'm not even saying that I'm okay with what he did, but do not trust them. And if you trust them, you are stupid. Like, that's all there, you are just stupid. And that's all there is to it. I really think that it's a stupid thing to do. And that's it. Let's see here. 4 out of 5 were in Olympus, and I will deal with that, right? And obviously that's more to it. I don't know if 4 out of 5 were in Olympus or not. Okay, I have no idea. I guess I'm probably just gonna put on a sword and shield to tank these mobs. Seems like we keep letting people die. It's kind of a dumb thing to do. Wait, why am I not getting attack power? Wait, what the fuck? Am I not getting these items? Where's the Corruptor's Scourge Stones? It says like they're soulbound, but I wasn't able to roll on that one. What the fuck, man? What a dog shit ass game. No trust is something you should come with. Yeah, I mean, here's the issue, right? Is that let's see here. What's the rest of this? Okay.
Let's start wrapping it up too.
Say what?
Let's start wrapping it up too.
Yeah. Let's see. Come on, what's for me? Tell me what drama is. Yeah. Imagine trusting anybody in Olympus. Imagine trusting anybody on the internet. You've got to be stupid and naive to do that. If somebody ever tells you to greet a BOE epic and you do it, you deserve to lose it. You're stupid. Like, I'm not even saying this is like it's like, obviously, like, yeah, it's still bad. You did that, right? But, like, you're stupid. Straight up, you're stupid. And, you should never trust people online. And, I don't know how, like, it's like, you shouldn't trust Facebook with your information. You shouldn't trust people in random groups in WoW. You shouldn't trust people online categorically, because they have there's no accountability in general. It's a silly and naive thing to do. That's all. It's such a badass opinion. It's not a badass opinion at all. It's just a fucking fact. And if you don't do that, you're right. Let's pretend that we're all going to be little special snowflakes that live in a world where nobody lies and everybody always does exactly what they say. Yeah, that sounds really great, doesn't it? That sounds amazing. And whenever we live in that world, go ahead and let me know. But the fact is that it's not the way that the world works. It's not the way the game works, and it's not the way that people work. And if you want to go ahead and live in your fantasy world, that's the way that it goes, you can do that all the time. But the fact is that you're going to be disappointed constantly and mad all the time, because that's not how people are. That's not how they ever were. It's not how they ever will be. And you're just going to bring yourself to frustration and annoyance by expecting it to happen. That's the truth. So here's what it is, right, guys? And this is outside of my guild or outside of anything else. If you genuinely think that it's a good idea just because somebody tells you to greed on a BOE epic, somebody tells you to greed on a BOE epic and you do it, you are stupid. You are actually stupid. And that I really believe that. I believe you are a fucking moron. Okay, like there's no way, man. It's a shit show. The thing is, it's not, right? Where's this here? You breed this behavior, you want server domination? Of course I do. Yeah, of course I do, because other people are gonna talk shit to me either way, right? You ready to show? Not just shit behavior? Well, no, I mean, I don't need to do, like, the thing is, like, I'm not going to be pushed into a corner by a moral authority of people that actually don't care about the issue, but they just want to find a reason to talk shit about me. Right? Like, I go and I read the thread on Reddit, 90% of the comments are talking shit about me. Like, it's not even something that I did. So if you look at the perspective, like, so you look at, like, what I did with, like, Roy, right? And you say, like, okay, well, whenever I started, so I leveled up with Roy, right? And, this was back in, you know, at the beginning of Classic, he and I leveled up together. And, then he decided to run his own raid. Now, I played with Roy for 12 hours a day for, over a week. Leveling up all the way to 60. There was never anything in that period of time that gave me any sort of indication that I thought that he was any sort of a bad player, anything like that. There's nothing that I said, or nothing that he did that did anything that indicated that to me at all. So to say this is like some sort of an opinion or a bad decision on my end or anything like that is completely stupid. There's nothing that he did that would have given me any sort of indication that there is anything that would make me not trust what he was doing. That's the way that I look at it. Your fortune is actually backing Reddit comments, unfortunately. Well, the thing is, like, I don't want to, so here's the thing, right, is whenever I see people that are just shit-talking me constantly, I reflexively don't want to give them what they want, right? And I'm like, okay, you know, I thought about this yesterday. I'm like, okay, what should we do? I don't know. You know, we'll see about it, right? And it's like, in a way, I want to make the guild happy, right? Because that's my priority, is making my guild happy. And if my guild's happy, then I don't really care if Reddit's happy or not. But sometimes making my guild happy is unfortunately making Reddit happy probably at the same time, unintentionally. And so, you know, I'll figure out what the people want to do, and then we'll go from there. Blame the victims? Well, of course I'm blaming the victims, because they're stupid. It's like if you buy into a Nigerian prince scam, it's because you're an idiot. Like, you're a fucking idiot. That's all there is to it. But yeah, you're a fucking idiot. There's a certain degree of responsibility that every single person has whenever you're going into a completely unregulated area, making a verbal agreement with another person who you've never fucking met on the internet, and you expect them to uphold some sense of ethics or morality? How naive and fucking stupid are you? How fucking stupid are you? I can't even believe it. Yeah, what was making make your guild happy, bro, and enjoying? Well, we already did that, right? But anyway, like I was saying, don't trust people on the internet. Yeah, trust people on the internet. Well, yeah, I mean, of course not. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. It's better to start saying Asmongold gives them an Olympus advantage. Well, no. Here's the thing, right? Is I'm not going to be backed into a corner and told that I'm wrong. I know what makes sense and what doesn't. I've played this game for a long time, and nobody's going to convince me that it's somehow not naive and stupid to greed roll on an item whenever you're told to greed roll on an item. Here's why need rolling is always better, okay? And I'll explain this, right? even for people with the best of intentions. So if you need roll on the item, it still shows you, like right here, all the greed rolls right here. If you need roll, it'll show you all the rolls. So if you need roll on it, and then you have good intentions to roll it off to everybody else in the group, and somebody else unintentionally greed rolls on it, all you have to do is allow that person to roll. If you win the roll from the need roll, is you allow the other person to roll that rolled with greed roll, and if their roll is higher than your need roll, you just trade it to them. So this is literally a flawless system for anybody to engage in that is interested in being fair. There's no way that this is not completely fair. And there's no way it can be done wrong or anything like that, because there's no BOE equips or anything like that. And I think it's completely different. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Best, never ever click greed. Yeah, you never click greed. That's a bad idea, especially on a BOE epic. Difference between ninjing and scamming. I mean, like, I think they're basically like usually one and the same. It depends, right? Like all ninjing is scamming, but all scamming isn't ninja looting, I guess. I guess that's what makes sense. And no one's arguing what did was stupid. Address the ninja looting itself, dude. Well, no. Well, anyway, like, so who are the people? Let's find out right now, okay? Let me finish this run. How about this? How about we finish this run, and then I'll go ahead and I'll look at the screenshots and everything, and we'll see what makes sense. I think that's probably the smartest way to handle it.
Wait, was there anything else about TwitchCon?
Not really.
I mean, a lot of shit happened, though.
Really? What happened?